In this cartoon, you both look equally matched, but you notice that at any given time you could push the other one's button, which would lead to either one of your deaths.
Yes, Kelly, it does look as though we are evenly matched in this cartoon. I think this cartoon is good at displaying how evenly matched we were with the Soviets. The cartoon shows us both literally sitting on nuclear weapons, which at any given moment could be the end of our lives. This captures how high stakes were for both of us, our countries, during this time period, and how neither man was dominant.
What a brilliant answer, President Kennedy. I would have to say that by looking at this picture, you could rightfully assume that I wouldn't offend, but also wouldn't compliment either side. This cartoon was made with mere purpose of informing both countries of the tension built up over nuclear problems. Let's look at our final picture now, and wrap things up with President Kennedy. In this last political cartoon of yourself created by Duncan McPherson in 1963, we see you with the Prime Minister of Canada, Lester Pearson. It portrays you trying to convince the Prime Minister that he should invest in nuclear weapons, and that America would be the supplier of the weapons they are sought after. This cartoon is expressing our interest in Canada in a negative manner, by making it look as though we look at nuclear weapons in such a matter as simply as selling a product to them. What do you think of this specific cartoon, Mr. Kennedy?
Well, in a political cartoon, you can notice right off that the back of my smile is emphasized greatly, which one could assume is trying to get across that I was sugarcoating the issues we were facing. And I could be deemed as kissing up to the Prime Minister in order to get him to do what I wish, reaping benefits for our country, but doing so in a selfish, negative manner. And the gun that's on top of the Prime Minister's head is trying to portray the nuclear weapon we were playing off as a sale in order to get the convince Canada to invest in getting such weapons from us. I must say, though, that my intentions with Canada were strictly what I thought to be the correct actions for both Canada and America, and I don't regret the choices I've made for America.
Yes, I think many Americans would be offended by this cartoon and would agree with you that you were doing what was for the better of this country. Thank you so much for finding the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. It was truly a pleasure, Mr. Kennedy, and I look forward to the future.
The pleasure was truly mine. Thank you for having me here today. Hello, President Lincoln. Thank you for finding time out of your busy schedule to come and answer some questions on different political cartoons for us today.
I'm delighted and thrilled to be here today. Sarah?
Well, I'm eager to start, so let's get to it. Well, as you say in this political cartoon that was created in 1863, President Lincoln, you are displayed in a very mocking way as you hold the Emancipation Proclamation in your hands. Your body is obviously that of a monkey, which during this time frame is slang for African American. The cartoon that was just viewed was obvious in getting across that point that the South saw you as a man who was in favor of African Americans, and you manipulated your power, stopped at nothing to get the Emancipation Proclamation signed.
Sarah, I must say this is a very offensive picture, not only directed towards me, but to the whole country. I am working toward a better tomorrow, and equality, not just toward one race. We live during a time where North and South side of this country are literally split down the middle. I'm here to mend that. I have no reason to manipulate, but I know what must be done for the country, and it is to have this document signed. This picture was obviously created by someone in the South, but I don't wish to upset either side. I simply want us all to be united once again.
Well put, President Lincoln. Well put. I'd like to point out that the symbolism in this is implying that you literally gave no other option to the white man about what they wished. Would you agree with this?
I wouldn't agree with this, Sarah. I did what had to be done to keep this nation a great one. And it was time for our nation to move forward and rid the chains of slavery. I could only hope the nation would side with me and pull together during this hard time where brother and brother literally were fighting one another. But I could see how this cartoon would be in favor of the South. We all must during these times is hope our nation will come out of all this stronger.
Great answer, President Lincoln. Let's move on to the next cartoon, shall we? As you see in this cartoon that was published in 1864 by a Northerner. It's showing you avoiding the demand of trying to put an end to the Civil War and give America back all the sons that have been sent off to fight in war.
Yes, it's apparent that the lady in this cartoon is supposed to resemble America, with her wearing the American flag as a skirt, and you can tell in the picture I took an unconsidered and bored look with what she had asked of me, so I find a way to powder off the topic. I would like to note, though, I have personally not thought of myself as doing such a thing to the country. Rather the opposite, just using different tactics, such as making the Emancipation Proclamation to help aid our country out of the Civil War, and lead us down the road to better equality for all Americans such as yourself, Sarah.
I can see how such a cartoon would appeal to both the North and South, but I like a lot of your fellow American, such as, would disagree and opt me in favor of this cartoon. Let's move on to a more cheery cartoon, shall we, President?
Ready to go.
That was published in 1868. You notice that in the picture you are displayed offering Jefferson Davis two different options in the form of gift boxes. Either we accept the choice for 4 more years of war if we don't attempt to rid slavery for good, or we join back together and we free the slaves and become a union once more.
I think specifically that this picture shows a lot without saying much. It's cut dry and I appreciate that much.
Yes, I will know that there is some size comparison between you and Jefferson, and I think that shows you very excellently that it is in the situation you were being a bigger man. But you are quite tall to begin with, so I can't say that's for sure.
Yes, I am quite a tall fellow. Oh, I will say though, this cartoon sums up nicely the 2 different paths the country had to choose during this time. While I see this as a cartoon that could be in favor by most of the country, Jefferson Davis in the South could be offended by this cartoon, though I'd certainly hope we all could pull together once more.
Let's move on to our final cartoon. Oh, where's the time gone? Final cartoon that was published in 1862 by Northerner. You are being displayed with a bunch of other political leaders, and each of you are holding your own weapon in an attempt to break Jefferson Davis's dog that's labeled Rebellion. Each weapon is labeled with a different tactic that was used by each leader, and also said you are holding an axe which represents the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes, I noticed that I'm also saying that my weapon is the only sure way of breaking the backbone of the rebellion, which I must say I agree with.
Yes,
I agree with.
Okay then, President Lincoln. Yes, this political cartoon is very good in showing all the different attempts that were made to end the Civil War and how you came in and offered the solution that we so badly needed.
I can only hope such a cartoon could speak volumes for all of America. This country to future success.
Yes, I can see Jefferson Davis once again being offended, though, along with the South, who strongly disagree with the way you're leading the country.
Yes, my friend, I can only hope in time we all once again can become united as the great country I truly know we are.
It's been such a blessing, but it seems we are all out of time. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
It's been an honor.